Audiobook Academy Biography presents Magic Johnson. Magic Irvin. For more than a decade, Johnson was one of the best basketball players in the world. A year later, he revealed that he had tested positive for the AIDS-causing virus HIV. For 13 years, Magic Johnson was one of the greatest professional basketball players in the world. Announcing his HIV status in 1991, he was forced to leave the Los Angeles Lakers, though he returned in 1996 for one final season. His economic empire now includes real estate holdings, Starbucks franchises, movie theaters, and investments in professional sports teams, among others. In addition, he's an accomplished writer whose work has appeared in print. Life in the earlier years. Irvin Johnson Jr. was born in Lansing, Michigan, on August 14, 1959. Johnson was one of 10 children raised by a large family. While his father worked at the local GM factory, his mother was a custodian at the elementary school where they raised their 2 children. He was an avid basketball player who got up at 7:30 a.m. to practice. Magic was given to Johnson by a reporter at Everett High School when he once amassed 36 points, 16 rebounds, and an astounding 16 assists in a single game. College. At Michigan State University, Johnson maintained his career as a basketball player. He was an excellent point guard at 6 feet 9 inches tall. Johnson helped his squad win the Big Ten Conference Championship as a rookie. He was instrumental in helping the Spartans advance to the NCAA Finals the following year. Their opponent was the Indiana State Sycamores, who defeated them handily. In one of college basketball's most historic confrontations, Johnson faced off against Larry Bird of Indiana. Both Johnson and Bird would continue their rivalry throughout their NBA careers. The Los Angeles Lakers. Johnson was picked by the Los Angeles Lakers in 1979 after only 2 years of college. He averaged 18 points, 7.7 rebounds, and 7.3 assists per game in his first season with the team, 1979-80. The Lakers defeated the Philadelphia 76ers in 4 games in the NBA Finals, and Johnson was named the series' most valuable player. Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, Jamal Wilkes, and Norm Nixon were also on the team. The Los Angeles Lakers reached the NBA Finals for the second time in 3 seasons, 1981 to 1982, under Johnson's leadership. It was the second time in his professional career that the Los Angeles Lakers had beaten the Philadelphia 76ers in the NBA Finals. In addition, Johnson won his second Series MVP award for his performance in Game 6 of the 1982 Finals, when he had 13 points, 13 rebounds, and 13 assists. The Lakers and 76ers met again in the following season, 1982 to 1983, for the third time in 4 years in the finals. The Los Angeles Lakers were beaten by the Philadelphia 76ers, dropping 4 straight games and failing to win a single game in the series. Rivalry with Larry Bird. Once again, rival Bird, who had joined the Boston Celtics in 1984, confronted Johnson in the NBA Finals that year. The first of many clashes between the two teams occurred here. In a nail-biting final, the Celtics prevailed over the Lakers by a score of 4-3 in 1984. Nevertheless, the Lakers defeated the Celtics in the following year's NBA Championship Series. Since then, Johnson and his squad have been one of the NBA's strongest rivalries in the league. Once again, they beat the Boston Celtics, and Johnson was named MVP of the 1987 NBA Finals for the 3rd time and last time. This was Johnson's first regular season NBA MVP title, which he would go on to win in 1989 and 1990 after averaging a career-high 23.9 points per game. HIV. Johnson left the Lakers in November 1991 after disclosing he was infected with HIV, the virus that causes AIDS. He attributed his illness to unprotected sexual activity. Johnson was particularly affected by the diagnosis. Cookie was pregnant with their first kid at the time he realized he had the condition. Both his wife and their kid, Irvin III, were found to be HIV-free. Fortunately, many people believed that the virus primarily afflicted homosexuals and those who used intravenous drugs at the time it was first discovered. Many people were afraid and confused about how the disease could be spread. With his openness, Johnson helped raise awareness of the disease. In the same year, he launched the Magic Johnson Foundation to help fund HIV/AIDS research and education initiatives. What You Can Do to Avoid AIDS, which he penned in 1992, served as an excellent resource for the public. Dream Team. Undeterred, in Barcelona, Spain, Johnson competed in the Summer Olympic Games in 1992. He was part of the American Dream Team that won the gold medal with Michael Jordan and Bird. A fear of playing with an HIV-positive competition was the driving force behind his decision not to return to the professional ranks for the upcoming season. Retirement. After quitting basketball, Johnson had to look at other opportunities. In 1992, he published My Life, his most recent work. For the first time, Johnson has authored a third book about his experiences with the game. As a sports pundit, he was also a regular on television. The Los Angeles Lakers employed Johnson as a coach during the 1993-1994 NBA season. A tiny portion of the squad was then purchased by him. For a brief while in 1996, Johnson returned to the Lakers as a player. After a long career, he finally called it quits in the same year, leaving a lasting impression. Stats. Johnson has 17,707 points, 10,141 assists, 6,559 rebounds, and 1,724 steals in his lengthy career. With an average of 11.2 assists per game, he went on to become the all-time leader in the NBA. Johnson was elected into the Basketball Hall of Fame in 2002 after being voted one of the NBA's 50 best players in 1996. Magic Johnson Enterprises. Johnson rose to prominence in business in the same way he did in the courts. He established Magic Johnson Enterprises, a holding company with a wide range of interests. Many of his initiatives have been geared at urban revitalization, including the establishment of Starbucks coffee shops and movie theaters in previously disadvantaged neighborhoods. In 2008, he published a book titled 32 Ways to be a Champion in Business, in which he revealed his success strategies. When the Game Was Ours, a 2009 book written by Johnson and his old opponent Bird, covers their rivalry, their experiences on the court, and their love for the sport. Induction into the College Basketball Hall of Fame was bestowed to him in that same year. Sports executive. Johnson joined a group that bought the Los Angeles Dodgers baseball team in 2012 after selling his investment in the Lakers. Aside from his involvement with the WNBA's Los Angeles Sparks in the minor leagues, he also became a part owner of the Dayton Dragons. The Lakers rehired Johnson as president of basketball operations in early 2017. When he signed megastar free agent LeBron James in July 2018, he generated headlines, but at the end of the NBA season, he abruptly quit. Private life. Irvin III, Johnson's son, was born in 1992. Johnson and Cookie have a daughter, Elisa, whom they adopted from a foster home back in 1995. He also has a son from a prior relationship, Andre Johnson. Thank you for listening in Audiobook Academy. Don't forget to subscribe and smash that like button for more content like this. See you in next video.